Okay, so as I was saying, I am trying to wear as much of the products as possible because I think it's really nice to actually see it on someone's face and see what it is that they're talking about. So the next one is the blushes, and I have three different blushes. I am wearing, well actually I have 4, including the liquid. So I've got this one, it's in number 4, and it's a really, really peachy type of color. I don't know if I can swatch these for you. By the way, I tried to, no, that's not going to show up either. Okay, I was trying to take off the eyeliners with a wet wipe, and I had to really scrub, and there's still some stuff left on there. So I'm wearing this with the fluid, not the fluid chair, I always get that one, Radiant Pigment. And this one I can swatch for you. I can't get that way back on. Okay, so that's that right there. Now this is very similar to the By Terry in the apricot color. In fact, I brought this with me and swatched the 2 of them, and they were the same tone. I think this is a little bit sheerer than the By Terry, but I just thought, you know, I can't have 2 that are pretty much identical in color. So that's super, super gorgeous. So I've got that on top of the peach. I found with the peach on camera, I mean, in real life, it's gorgeous, and it's a flush of sort of, well, peach, really, apricot-y freshness, but on camera it didn't show up as much. So then I put the Radiant Pigment on top of it, and you can see it a little bit more, and it definitely adds that this part really is the Radiant Pigment with some of this, because I tried that too and it didn't show up as much. I mean, in life, like I said, it does show up, but on camera, I think I've already swatched that one. Well, you know, for those of you who don't want to watch any other videos that I've made, I don't want to discriminate, so that's that. Okay. So that's that one. This is number 1. Wait a second. Oh, that's the bronzer. Number 1. So a little bit, not tawny. Well, yeah, tawny, brownier, a little bit. And then number 2, a real sort of rosy kind of color. The great thing about these, I don't know, I've heard a lot of complaints about the MAC cream colored blushes, that being sticky and greasy. These actually feel powdery. So it's really, even though they call it a cream blush, it has a much more powdery type of consistency with the cream finish, because with creams, because you're blending that right into your skin, it's not sitting on top of it like a powder, where you know, you can definitely tell you're wearing blush. It's creams and liquids just have a much more blendability, and so they sort of seep into your skin and kind of do that inside out type of thing. So the consistency, no fragrance really. Consistency is creamy but much more powdery. Okay, bronzer. Bronzer number 1. Now this looks really, really, really dark. It's not. It's not at all. And if you don't like any kind of orange cast, this is the one for you, because I have NARS Laguna, Casino, Chanel, Bronze Universal. What other one? I don't know, I can't remember. A few other ones perhaps, but, and they all, even though Laguna is sort of touted as not having any of that orange, it does, a little bit. It really, and you know what, if I would have brought it here, I could sort of compare the two. This is like a low light, and, but it's very, very sheer, so you can really, really build this. It's not like, even though it looks dark, it actually could even look darker than Casino, but it does not go on the same way. I think when you're building it up, you just have a lot more control. Now, Pat McGrath is the one that created this line for Giorgio Armani, and She's a phenomenal, phenomenal makeup artist. She does all of the runway shows. She's kind of the head of tons of different cosmetics line just because she's a real genius, and I think people just go to her for her expertise. So she has created this for him when it launched. And I think the difference is that, you know, Armani caters to a specific type of demographic and clientele, and I think that, you know, there's something to be said about being able to control product. So that you do a swipe, you kind of look at it, do it more and more and sort of layer and really be able to control what it is that you're putting on your face. Whereas I found the first time I did Casino, it was like this, and I was like, oh Lord, and I took the biggest brush and just tried to blend and blend and blend that out, which is fine too. I mean, the result was really, really good, but you know, on certain days that I want to do that, I will reach for that product, and on other days I'll reach for this. I think it's sort of mistake proof when you go this route versus too much and then having to take away. The last two, and this is for you, Elaine, are the brushes, the two brushes that I have that I was mentioning previously. Contour and foundation brush. Now, okay, let's talk about this one. It's fluffier and bigger. It's very, very soft as well. I don't know if it's going to necessarily be used for placement. I have a very, very small sort of, well, I mean, it's huge, right? Like, oh Lord, like, what are you going to do with all that space? But from here to here, it's very small. So this is a bit big for me to do placement, but it's great for blending out, you know, blending out all the harsh edges. I actually saw Pixie Woo, Samantha Chapman, use this, and I was like, yes, I've got the same brush. I don't have to go out and get it because she's phenomenal. Phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. I'm sure you all know who she is. This one is a foundation brush, and I believe this is quite similar to the Shu Uemura goat-haired white foundation brush that just launched, I think, within the last year. It had huge, huge, huge raves. People are just dying over that brush. Very, very similar in shape and size. Great control. Use it for cream blushes, perfect for that area. I actually really, really, really love this brush for foundation. I'm not big on paddle brushes. In fact, I really don't like them at all. The stippling thing, you know, yeah, that's okay too. I really love the Beauty Blender, as I said before, but this is fantastic. And you know, doing this video, it makes me want to just use these products over and over again because, you know, I've had them for quite a while and you move on to other things, and now I'm really, really appreciating the quality, the color selection, just everything about this line again. So thank you so much for asking about Armani. So there's that. I'm not quite sure what it's made of. It's quite dense and a little bit stiff, which is what you want for foundation brush. The only thing I will share with you is when I first got a lot of Armani products, the products themselves were stunning. The packaging really, well, they sucked, pretty much. The lids for all of my eyeliners split. And every time I closed them after about a month or so, they all split and would not fit back on. I talked to the sales associate, and by the time, I mean, it wasn't because of me, I'm sure everyone was experiencing it, but within months, they had changed all their lids to metal lids. So they do, it was sort of trial and error, and you can't blame them because it's a first launch. And these, I found, this brush, actually, the whole thing just came apart, and it was just sort of tied off. And when I showed the sales associate, she was like, oh my God, it's not even braided or anything. She was really, really shocked. But they have fixed all of those problems. I'm hoping so anyways. So that was my only complaint, because you expect a certain level of quality with Armani. And like I said, the products themselves are phenomenal. It was just what they were contained in that wasn't so great. But I think they fixed all the little quirks with it. So if there's anything that you would like to see, please leave a comment and let me know, and I will definitely try to do a review on it. Thanks so much, and hopefully this was helpful.